Alright, this is a quick video about a term, a theory in philosophy that I'm not saying I believe, it kind of makes sense, and it just makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. The term is called solipsism. 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 As you can see, I'm getting the information from Merriam-Webster Dictionary Online, so it is legitimate. And I'm going to read you two definitions. And the first definition is a theory in philosophy that your own existence is the only thing that is real or that can be known. The full definition is a theory holding that the self can know nothing but its own modifications and that the self is the only existent thing. Now what this means is that everything that you know, history, knowledge, everything that you were taught, that you learned, that there's no way to prove it, it's real. There's no, like, if I was to ask you what color is the sun and you're going to tell me yellow, orange, or whatever you want to say, and I say, I ask you, how do you know? You can't answer that question because there is no answer to that question. There's nothing that proves that the sun is yellow. Sure, we can send something up there, but how do you know it's yellow? How do you know that anything you're looking at every day is real? There's no way to really know that it's real. The study of knowing, I think, is entomology, and it's basically what is real life. What is real life? There's no answer. Like, these are questions that have no answers to. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way to prove that we're living in a life and that this empty pack of gum is real. Is this really real? I can feel it. I can smell it. I can hear it. I can see it. I can taste it. But how do we know it's real? There's no way of knowing that this is real. It's just, sorry, my dogs were barking or some shit was happening. Pardon my language. But there's no way to know that this is real. There's nothing that proves that this is a piece of paper. What is this? Nobody knows. And it's just one of those things, it's probably going to be a touchy subject because people, it's like kind of a belief. And people like to believe in, like, religion. They like to believe in, normally have their beliefs. But what is a belief? Well, nobody really knows. I mean, we have definitions for words that we know. Every country that has different languages, they have words they use, sounds they make to communicate, and they have definitions for those certain sounds, for letters, for whatever. But what is it really? I mean, this is a pillow because we as humans made something and called it a pillow. Okay, that's a bad example because we made it, but okay, dirt. Soil, dirt, whatever you want to call it. It has multiple names, but is that really what it is? Is that really what it is? I mean, if you think about it, there's no way to prove that it is dirt because that's the name we gave it, I guess, like way back in the early humans, that we gave it dirt. Now, how do we know history is real? We learn history in school, or however people learn in other places. I know I went to school, so most of the stuff I know I learned from school or I learned on my own. Now, how do we know history is real? How do we know if anything is real? Back to the same question. There's no way to prove anything because we're confined into this space right here. Our mind does not go past this. We can perceive the light, we can perceive the world or whatever we live in through our senses, But everything that we know, everything that we do, all communicates or all connects and goes back up to here through senses, through everything. So basically, we're confined in our brain. Like we're confined here. We have no way to prove that anything on the outside is real. It's impossible to prove. Now, a lot of people don't like to think about this, or they say that's dumb, that's stupid, that doesn't make any sense. Now, if you think about it, it really does make sense. You just got to give it your time, your thought. You can't just pass it up just because I read it, just because you read the definition of it, whatever, doesn't mean, just because it seems stupid at first, doesn't mean that it's stupid. I mean, really? You can't judge everything just by reading it and being, oh, that's stupid, that's dumb. No, you can't do that. That's just not the right way to think. Like me, I know I like to think about things. I love to learn, like, stuff that just interests my brain. Like, this is why this really catches, I really do think about this, because it's crazy. Because there's no way to know that anything is real. Just like another subject is color. Now here's an example. Color, okay, this is how perception to us, like how we perceive things. Now color, it really doesn't have a certain, it has a color to us, to people, but it doesn't really have a color on the outside, like the actual stuff. Because what we're seeing is the light reflecting off of this, and what we're seeing is what our eyes are basically telling our brain to see. If you were to actually look at this, this might be black and white. The world might be black and white, but because we have our eyes, because the light bounces off and reflects off of it and causes us to see color, that's what we're seeing. Now that doesn't mean that's how our eyes perceive the world. That's how our eyes perceive everything. It sends messages to our brain. Now there's really no way to prove that this is really what, like green, I guess. Kind of. It's kind of dim in my room. It's like a green. Like that's white. There's no way to really tell, really prove it's white. That's just how we perceive it. Another subject is time. What is time? Time has no definite definition. Watch, I will search definition for time. Now I figured out the definition for time before I actually looked and read it, and it's basically what I said. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk right now because that's why I find it. Alright, time is basically our perception on, alright, we created time as humans. We created time to fit our needs. If you want to think about it one way, daylight savings time. We created that. Move back an hour, spring forward and fall back. We created that for us. Now what is time? Time has no definite definition. Alright, here's one. The system of those sequential relations that any event has to any other, as past, present, or future, indefinite and continuous duration regarded as that in which events succeed one another. Now that's basically what the time that you brought up, okay, hours, past, present, future. That's that time, but what is time? You really don't know what time is. Time is something that we created to fit our needs. I mean, let's say there is somebody living on a different planet billions of light years away, and if you ask them in whatever language they speak, because everybody's got to have some type of communication language, so whatever language they speak, and you were to ask them what their definition of time is, they would probably have something completely different based on where they live, like different galaxies, different solar systems, different whatever, based on how they live, they form time for themselves. Now there's no way to tell anything's true, so that's what really, like, it gives you a mind block. I know that most people, if you want to come and talk to me anytime soon, or if you want to contact me and discuss this, because I'm open to discuss this. I love talking about this. I have an email. It's dim7.casas, CASAS.chris, CHRIS @gmail.com. You can email me or whatever. If you want my phone number, just ask on the comment section. If you want to find me tomorrow, because some people go to school with me or whatever, if you're just a student that goes to school with me, just find me, and if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it, because I love to discuss subjects like these. Now, it's getting pretty late. I think I'm going to go to bed. I just wanted to talk about this. I don't know why, I just wanted to talk about it. So, hasta la vista.